Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be putting some of my new monsteras onto moss pools. I'm reusing the moss pools that my syngoniums were on, and I'm also going to try a new hack that I've seen people use where they put water bottles upside down in their moss pools to keep it hydrated, because I am so bad at watering moss pools. And if you don't know, sphagnum moss almost becomes hydrophobic when it dries out. It's really hard to get it moisturized again and to retain that moisture. So I'm hoping this will kind of help with my poor moss watering skills. Because yeah, I really want these plants to grow up the poles and do really well and attach, and hopefully I'll be able to propagate from them a bit more easily because they'll be rooted. I have my little helper right here. You're not gonna go in my soil, are you? You would never do that, right? She totally would. Anyway, I'm gonna hop into the video and I will turn the camera around so you guys can see what I'm doing. So here's one I already did yesterday. Ignore the mess. I just don't see the point in cleaning up when I'm going to be making a mess again. So that's one guy right there that I already did. The next guy, I'm running out of pots and pot sizes. So I'm a little bit unsure of what I'm going to end up doing ultimately, because I don't want to use too small of a pot, but I also don't want to use too big of a pot. And as you may know, your pot size is a big deal, because if you pick one that's too small, it won't hold moisture long enough and the roots are going to dry out really quickly. You're going to have to water more frequently and it's not going to grow as well. So you don't want a pot that's too small. But then if you go with a pot that's too big, you're going to end up having too much moisture stay in the soil, and then the roots are going to rot and you risk killing your plant. It also helps to know if you're a overwaterer or underwaterer. If you tend to overwater your plants, you may want to go with a smaller pot to make up for that and kind of balance things out. And if you tend to underwater, then maybe you want to go with a bit of a bigger pot or add some sphagnum moss in to kind of hold that moisture a little while longer, just to make up for whatever your watering habits are. I am looking for my scissors and I am not being successful. Oh, never mind, they're right there. Okay, so these are the moss poles I use. I've gone through quite a few different ones, and I think ultimately this is the one I'm going to stick with, just because they last so well and I don't have to worry about them falling apart or anything like that. I will say the one downside is that they do have these really sharp edges. I'm going to have those facing the wall, so I don't think it's going to matter, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that that is a factor with these poles. If you have kids or pets that you're worried about potentially getting hurt, then that's a consideration you may want to make. Let's see. I don't think that pot's going to be big enough. But then also, the roots can grow into the pole, because I don't think they're super well rooted. I want to add some, I need to add, where did my leca go? I need to add in some leca anyways. And I've started adding in leca at the bottom because I find it holds the moss pole a bit more sturdy and it's not flopping around as much. So that's something I tried out yesterday, and it was a really good success. So that's something I'm going to kind of try and stick with. I don't know what happened to all of my leca. I am apparently running very low on leca. So if I let that go, it should stand on its own now. Before, it absolutely would not have done that. So, that's awesome. Hey Toots, what's wrong? Such a good kitty. So here's one of the new monsteras I have that I'm going to put on this pole. I'm going to untape it. Wow, this is really strong, like, paper tape. Toots, I'd rather you not rub up against that. She's like trying to get in on some pets here. Yes, hello, I love you. You're such a sweet girl. She's like a completely different cat when other people are around. Like, she's not a fan of people, but when it's just her and I, she is so loving. She wants pets. She wants attention. She cannot get enough. And she'll just like curl up in my lap and we'll hang out in the plant room. Whereas if my boyfriend's around or we have friends over or anything like that, she just hides under the bed the entire time. Poor Tootie. She was abused pretty bad as a kitten to the point that she had a lot of broken bones and stuff going on that she had to heal from. So I suspect she's not a fan of people due to that. Unfortunately, it's pretty common for people to torment strays, and I suspect that that's what happened. We took her in when she was quite young. She's around 9 months now, and she's doing much better with us. So she's so stinking cute. Oh my god. Hold on. Of course, she's gonna stop now. She was playing with my snake plant. Really? You're gonna stop? I wanted that on camera because it was so stinking cute. You're shocking me when I pet you. Anyway, I guess we'll get back to this now. She has a really long tail too. I've never seen such a long tail in cats. Anyway, at least the other cat's tails look like so short. I'm gonna try and waste as little of this as possible. That's kind of what I was worried about, is that it's not going to be enough to hold the plant in. But let's see if I put the rest of the soil back. Yes, hi. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more soil in there. Put some chunkier stuff around the top. The pole is tilted a bit, but I'm not too worried about it. There, I think that straightened it up pretty good. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit of sphagnum around that node just to hopefully keep it hydrated so that it doesn't dry out or end up with transplant shock as badly as it could. There. That'll just kind of hold in the moisture and give it something to grab onto. So there's like a little bed of moss right around the node at the bottom there. Next up, I guess, is the last Monstera Adsoniae, which is my favorite actually. This one has like really funky leaves and it's really pretty. Like look at this one. It's so pretty. And this one is also. I see one of my cats bit off the tip of it. That's unfortunate that they damaged it already. Oh well, it's still really pretty. It's just a little disappointing. So yeah, what am I going to use for a pot for this one? Thinking. This one's also pretty small, but it is around that size, and I did make that work, so it might be fine. Yeah, I think I'll go with that and give that a try. I need another moss pole over here. This is my Paraiso verd that died off, so I'm gonna steal his moss pole since he doesn't need it anymore. And I'll chop up his nodes and throw it in a prop box to see if we can salvage anything. I love plant tape, by the way. It's so beneficial, so useful. I use it all the time. Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing and put some extra around the bottom just to hold things in place. There, that should do it. Oh, I just realized you guys can't even see. My bad. There. Take that little fluff ball out of there. My dog was chewing up one of his toys, so I think that's what that's from. Are you gonna stay? Nope, I need a little bit more lacquer. There we go. I'm gonna do the same thing, put a little bit of soil in here to start with. Gonna undo this guy. There we go. And I need to decide, so there's kind of like little roots starting here, so I think this is where I'm going to put against the moss pole. And I'm gonna put soil into a pot so I can reuse it. I'm just gonna gently situate the plant down in this pot. There we go. And now I am going to kind of secure it with a bit of plant tape here, just so that those nodes are pressed up against the moss pole. so. And I think I'm going to do the same thing with a bit of moss, just because there is a bit of root and node exposed there, just for the roots to have a chance to kind of take into the new pot. There. So there's that guy. Push him back over there. And I think that's all the pots I really have. I'm trying to think if I have any more. I think I might repot this Hoya into a different pot and then use this one, because this one's kind of dying off on me, so I think I'm gonna cut it and repropagate it. So this is the pot I'm starting with. I almost want to leave this in here. I know that's not going to work super well. Hi, Tootie. What you doing? What you doing? But yeah, I definitely need a pole for this guy, but I also kind of want to not dig up the roots on this one. Huh. Decisions. I'm trying to do this with a cat on my lap, so it may be a little bit funky, but I'm gonna do my best. So I'm gonna put this pole in here with the other ones, and I like to put them to the back, but some people put them in the middle. I just find it works better. And some people will put like cuttings all the way around the pot, but I think I'm gonna focus on the front for now, and then when or if I upgrade to a bigger pot, then I'll worry about filling in the back and sides. That is way too much leca. I don't know why I did that. Let's try that again. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy talking. So let's see. Nope, not gonna stand yet. There you go. So now that it's secured, there. I'm going to put a little bit of substrate on top of the leca. And I do want this to like straighten up. I'm just worried about damaging. I guess that works better. Yeah, there's like that weird gap like right in here. Maybe these guys will kind of perk up a little bit when, yeah, I don't want to break them, so I'm just gonna leave it. We now have a functional mouse pole. Kind of, almost. I have to, you can tell like it's wet down here, but then up here is like crispy as anything. So I am going to set these up on the shelf, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the water bottles. The first thing we need to do is put some holes in the caps of these water bottles. You can use a drill, but I'm going to use the soldering iron just because I find that easier. And these are the water bottles. I do have some fertilizer in them so that the moss pole gets to eat too, because we want the plant to climb up. So fertilizing the pole will also help the plant in the long run. Well, I have with the 3 holes in it, and I'm going to go set this in the top of the pole. So here's where I'm going to be setting up the moss poles, and this is the first guy I have up here. And if we look up here at the top, I have the water bottle in, and it's draining to moisturize the moss pole. It's likely going to take a few bottlefuls just because it's so dry. So I'll be refilling these for the next little while, but hopefully the moss will rehydrate. This is the finished product. So as you can see, I have the bottles up top there. One's already empty and the others are kind of working their way down. So I'll have to refill. And then I ran out of bottles, so I couldn't put one here. And I do have plants I'm gonna fill this shelf with, so it doesn't look so bare and empty right now. But I think it's filling out really nicely. I still have to put that guy in a bowl too, but I'm gonna see how these do first. This is the finished product. Watch the bottle. When you see the air bubbles, that's some water being sucked down, so you know it's working. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.